Hello, Sam from Sound on Sound magazine here. I'm at Superbooth in Berlin. I'm with Andre from Vectorsynth.
Hi,
How are
hello,
you?
hello. I'm all right. Yourself?
Yeah, very good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you're showing a new thing at the Superbooth,
right,
which is
yeah.
the Tempera.
That's right.
What is the Tempera?
It is it's a 8-part granular synthesizer. Has 8 tracks, 8 samples, and usually with granular synthesizers, you would scrub across the sample, or if there's multi-temporality, you would have like the sample sort of one under the other. Here we are exploiting the adjacency of the samples. So as you're scrubbing, you can spill the grains to adjacent samples. And for the thing to play, you need 2 things. You need a note, and that tells it what pitch to play. And you need an emitter, and that tells it from where it collects the grains. And you add these 2, you have sound.
Okay.
And this is supposed to be, so obviously we build the Vector and we build the Tempera. The Vector is a tool, it's a serious tool, and the Tempera is a toy. So this is built with really performance in mind, and with like we don't show the waveform on the screen, and the idea is that we wouldn't like people to focus on the waveform too much, but really look through the sound with their ears and with their fingers.
So do you work with factory loaded samples or can you load your own samples?
You can load your own samples with an SD card or USB flash drive, but this has live resampling and recording functions. So we have an internal microphone that you can record simple stuff doodles, but there's also a line input. So you can plug both impedance high-low guitars or dynamic microphone or synths, but also you can record what you play. So you can have a sample, granularize it, record it into a track, granularize that, put it back into a different track, and work with it like this. And obviously, over time, you end up with something that maybe doesn't resemble the original that much.
So what kind of material gives the most interesting sonic results?
Well, when we started this, we thought that the most interesting and useful would be samples that have a definite harmonic content. So that's a definite note, and playing chords with this. But as we work with people and they show us what they're doing with it, I can't really answer your question because there's so many things that I thought wouldn't work, and they actually do. So I'm not sure. This will be as we're moving into production and as we'll be finding samples to build in the machine. We'll see what comes up.
Cool. So do you have a launch date in mind?
So we'll be opening shop around the next week or so for pre-orders. And as we are entering production right now, within a few months, this should be on your desk.
Do you know how much it will cost?
What's your currency?
Sterling.
I'll say it in euros anyway. Sorry.
Yeah.
So including VAT, around 750. I don't know exactly, but sort of in that range.
Fantastic. Thanks, Andre. I'm hoping I might persuade you to put it through its paces for us now.
All right, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So normally you would connect this to a MIDI keyboard. Since this one isn't, I'll just pull up a keyboard overlay. And for this thing to play, you need 2 things. You need a voice and an emitter, right? So I'll just put a voice here, a 16-voice polyphony. We'll be working with just one for now. And I'll hide this away so it doesn't take up space. So the voice is in, and I'll start placing emitters. And as I said before, up and down is the sample, left, right is across the samples. So I'll place an emitter and have it hold and work with other emitters in the meantime. So what I'll do next is I'll have selected the yellow emitter and I will place it and set it to be quantized with the note. Okay, so this is a 16th note quantization. I'll place a few of them maybe here, here, and here. Let's see. And as I go back to the emitters, I will bring back the blue one. So what we can do next is we'll place a blue emitter right here in the middle, just so we have it, and then we will apply a modulator to it. There's 5 modulators per voice. These can be each of them can be an envelope or an LFO. So let's see. So emitter 1, 2, 3, 4, modulator 1, and I'll set the target to be the X offset of emitter 1. And as this is modulating, we get motion. I can use the another modulator. Let's do a square, and let's set this to relative Y. Okay, each LED as it lights up, that's the generated grain. So if I increase the density of this, there will be more light. And remember, we're still working with one voice. So if I go to this emitter, because I have set it up to be sort of compact, and bring back the overlay keyboard again, destroy the hold, and we can play chords with this as well. That's the basic operation. That's basically, conceptually, more or less, all there is to know about playing this thing.